Are your students referring to each other as sus? Are you interested in learning about Among Us, but you're not really sure where to get started? Stay tuned. Among Us is an online multiplayer game that has become very popular recently among adults and kids alike. Today we're going to just take a quick look at the game, kind of get an intro to it and see why your students are enjoying it, and also what they're talking about so that when you hear it in class, you know what's going on. There are two different ways that you can purchase Among Us. Way number one is the free app on the phone. It's good on iPhones and Androids. There are advertisements though, so it's not really free, but it's free. The other way is the PC game, which is $5. The one that I'm using today is the PC version, just because it's easier for screen sharing for this tutorial. There are slight differences between the computer and the phone version, and the majority of those differences have to do with the keyboard and mouse versus the touchscreen. You can actually play computer and phone together, so you can be playing on your phone, your friend can be playing on their computer, and vice versa. So when you come into the game, you're going to see in the menu three options. Local, which means everyone has to be on the same Wi-Fi network. Online, which means you are going to have a code and you could either give that privately or make it public. And then free play, which is where you are just alone on the spaceship so you can kind of run around and practice. We're going to go into free play and you'll see that there are three options. These are the maps. We're going to go into the Skilled, which is the most common map and the one that most players start on. You're going to see here, we do have some tasks listed. Those are the tasks that you have been given. Now, while you are trying to complete those tasks, if you were playing in the multiplayer game, you would have someone who is an imposter trying to prevent you from completing these tasks. Now, the tasks themselves are pretty easy, so as you can see in electrical, this one just has a couple of switches and one's highlighted. Just turn that one on and you've completed the task. So, the tasks themselves are not difficult. The difficult part of the game is trying to complete these tasks while avoiding the imposter. So we're in free play right now, there is no imposter. So this again was just to show you what the map looks like and what you as the character would do. So we're going to go play online now so you could really see how the game works. The first thing you'll see is on the top you can change your username. This doesn't matter too much because most people will refer to each other by their color, not by their name. However, it's something that you might want to customize for yourself. The three options are host, public, and private. If a friend of yours has already created a game, they're going to give you a 6-digit code, and you would hit enter that code here, hit the little arrow, and if the code was a real code, it would let you into their game. Since we're doing a tutorial right now and we don't exactly have a bunch of friends just waiting around to play, we're going to hit public find game. Now when you come into the find game, you're going to see this nice search engine, and it's going to take you a few tries to find a room that has people. So you'll notice that it tells you the room is full. You just have to go back in and keep trying until you find a room with space. Once you find a room with space, you are going to enter the waiting area, and this is where, if you have time, you can customize your character. So you go toward that computer and it lets you pick a color. So once the waiting room has enough people, the person who created the game is going to hit start. Now this is the part where you find out if you're a crewmate or an imposter. If you are the imposter, you are going to be the one sabotaging. If you are a crewmate, you are going to be completing these tasks in order to win the game. So we're going to go around and complete these tasks, and you're also trying to prevent yourself from being killed. So what you're going to do is run around, and as you can see, the instructions are pretty much there on every task of what you have to do. So you run around and you try to solve things before you get killed. Now the imposter can be running around in here and they could be killing people. They're also going to try to sabotage stuff. You can see right now that just said dead body, which means somebody was already killed in the game. So the chat's going to open and you'll see that you have the ability to vote, and you'll also see a chat box. This is the only time during the game that you can communicate with the other people. Now, one thing I will warn you is sometimes the game is not censored. So if you are playing in a public forum, you can have some inappropriate stuff in the chat. If you are playing in a private game though, you know all the people you're playing with, that's not going to happen. So as you can see here, they said that they think Red is the imposter and that he faked doing trash. I'm not actually talking in the chat right now because I am doing this tutorial for you, and it is possible that they could vote me out thinking that I am the imposter. So what's going to happen is you vote for who you think the imposter is. Since they said he faked doing the tasks, I'm going to vote for red as well. Now when this voting ends, or when everyone votes, it's going to tell you who everyone voted for. You can see the chat is continuing to go, and you'll notice that the red person said let's skip it because the red person knows that everyone's voting against them. So they're going to try to convince you to do it. Now red was the imposter, which means the game is over and we won. If the imposter was not red, the game would just continue until either everyone is dead, the imposter is found, or the ship has been destroyed. So we're going to go out of here now and we're going to go play another round. So we go back to find game and we're going to go try to find another game. So this time you can see that I'm the imposter, so now you're going to get to see what the difference is. When you are the imposter, you're going to see three things that are different from before. The first thing you're going to see is the option to sabotage and the option to kill. When you click sabotage, it opens up the map and you can pick something to sabotage. So another thing you'll notice when you are the imposter is you will have something that says vent if you're standing over one of the vents. Now this is the vent here, and when you click on it, now you'll see those arrows and you can move around without anyone seeing you. It's also a good way to hide. If you know someone's going to be coming into electrical, you sit here and they come in, you can quickly kill them and then move back in before anyone else sees you. Just like that. So now what would happen is that body's going to sit there until somebody discovers it. Now I don't want to be caught near the body, so I am going to move to another room before I come out. This way I can run around. So they just discovered the body, and let's see who reported it. Dark green reported the body. So what will happen is when the voting ends, people are going to vote. Now again, I am the imposter and I did kill that person, so hopefully they're not going to vote me out, but you never really know because it's a game. Someone might have caught me. So once the voting is over, you'll see where everyone voted, and then the game continues and you start again in the cafeteria and you move around the board. So since I was not voted out, somebody else was kicked, and it is still my turn as the imposter. As you can see, I'm down to 2 other people, so it's very possible that I will be able to beat this game. So as you can see, I ended up having the victory and I won as the imposter because I was sabotaging and the other people were unable to solve the problem before the sabotage timed out. I wanted to just summarize a couple things about communication during the game because it's very important and it's kind of the key to the whole game. The chat is only open during the emergency meetings and when the body is discovered. So what that means is there is no way to communicate and say like, hey, let's all go together to this room so that way we know if someone's not with us, they must be the imposter. You can't have those kind of conversations during the gameplay. You can only have them during those designated chat times. The other thing about the chat, just to remind you, is it's not censored. There are many times where people will be inappropriate in that chat, so if you are playing with kids or students, definitely use private rooms so that only people you know are participating in the game. I hope you enjoy Among Us. I enjoy playing, I play all the time, and my friends play all the time. So have fun, go at it, and if you have questions, leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching today's video. Don't forget to subscribe for more awesome tech tips. Like this one.